Meow meow.
It's the month of May and let's celebrate legendary mothers. One of the first that came to my mind was Francisca Nieves Roces, who was also known as Paquita Revilla. She was this iconic patrician beauty and was the very first kamay girl in the 1950s. Back then, that was the equivalent of being a supermodel. Paquita's Spanish Tisay features had a lot to do with her genetics. Paquita's father, Gabriel Roces, was an engineer born in Masnou, Barcelona. Her mother, Roberta Pastrano, was a Filipina. I found Gabriel and Roberta's marriage record from 1926 in Tanjay Negros Oriental. I found the couple again in a 1930 article in El Mercantil, a Spanish newspaper in the Philippines, where Gabriel was described as the chief engineer of the Tarlac sugar mills. The news article was about how Gabriel, his wife, and their son were going to Spain for a vacation. Yun yung 1930s equivalent ng pagpo-post ng vacation pics sa IG, #blessed to rest. Paquita's paternal grandparents, Gerardo Roces and Francisca Arimon, were both born in the seaside destination of Masnou in Barcelona, Spain. In 1951, Paquita married film heartthrob Armando Goyena, whose real name was Roces-Revilla. Armando juggled his career in movies and Paquita her modeling career while they were building their family. A progressive choice for that era. Armando and Paquita passed on their good looks to 8 children: Marites, Tina, Johnny, Ces, Pita, Rosie, Malu, and Sita, 1 boy, 7 girls. In the 1960s, Paquita retired from public life to take care of her children. Armando Goyena also had Spanish Tisoy features, but their family had been in the Philippines for many generations. His mother, Florentina Goyena, was a finalist at the Miss Carnival Queen of 1921, and his father was also part of the royal court that year. His father was a civilian who died from wounds inflicted by Japanese soldiers during the war. This is an ancestor fan chart. Armando Goyena is in the center. His direct ancestors are plotted away from the center in a fan configuration. The oldest ancestor I found was Armando's 2 times great-grandfather, Teodoro Revilla, who was born in Manila in 1795. In the 1970s, the Revilla daughters became the generation's it girls. Marites, Tina, and unico hijo Johnny ventured into acting. Marites, Sita, and Rosie followed in their mother's footsteps and all became kamay girls. Many of their descendants continue to be public figures in the Philippines, in show business, modeling, hosting, and even politics. Paquita passed away from ALS in 2001, a decade before her husband joined her. Raising children is difficult enough, but to have 8 or more children is a mark of admirable strength in more ways than one. Ang hirap kaya maging nanay. O, diba?